This movie doesn't have a tagline, but there's a pretty.
It doesn't need one.
Literally, I was trying to find any information about it, and like, there's a small bleeding skull like write up about it.
Oh yeah,
and it's got one of the most like the fucking best slams against America. So I'm gonna read that instead. In Japanese folklore, Hidodama, which I'm guessing what these creatures are the souls of dead people. They look like bright balls of fire that float around at night. Sometimes they make a thunderous sound. Other times they nibble on snacks because they get hungry. According to legend, everyone has seen a Hidodama at some point in their life. In American folklore, there's a really tall lumberjack. No one really sees him, but sure. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Which is more interesting? A levitating orb that eats sweet buns and then transforms into a worm that enters your body, or enters the body of a reporter and compels him to eat human flesh, or a big guy who cuts down trees? Take that shit, America.
Clear cut.
Take that, Paul Bunyan.
Fucking loser.
You got a pretty cool looking ox, but outside of that, you seem pretty boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. Welcome to I Hope You Suffer. This episode. I gotta figure this out.
Brought to you by Paste.
Yep, Paste Magazine.
Yeah, yep.
I
was thinking just like glue, like.
Yeah.
But whatever.
We're sponsored by glue this week.
Yeah, I wish Paste Magazine was a magazine about glue.
We're in the
different
pocket
glues you could get.
Big Elmers.
Yeah.
This is episode 300.
Elmer's pay us.
326 of I Hope You Suffer, and fuck, what's another glue that's not Elmer's? Fud glue. I don't know.
Fud glue. Jeez, I'm all horse glue.
Yeah, there you go. Kit's old
you can
school.
tell Katie's not here because we've already gone deranged.
Kit and I have on probably 100% both completely lost our brains in the last week.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
I woke up today and my entire feed that I looked at for like 10 minutes before we started recording was just RFK Jr. eating a ham like McDonald's.
Oh God. Yeah, make America healthy again.
Yep.
Fucking asshole.
Gotta get rid of all the fast food and unhealthy food. I'm sure, like, I'm just like watching all of these. Like, for some reason, my For You page on Instagram this week has been just inundated with like white mom yoga holistic influencers that are like fucking.
It started.
Yeah, like absolutely fucking stoked that like RFK is gonna get rid of fast food and like make all food organic and clean and healthy, and no one's ever gonna have medicine again because they'll never need it. And I'm just like, I kind of wish I hadn't blocked every single one that hit my feed because I want to see them somewhat react to RFK Jr. eating a Big Mac with Trump.
You remember when everyone was taking ivermectin for COVID, and they're like, I feel bad. All of my poops look weird, and it's like, oh, that's your intestines. Yeah, because you've taken too much ivermectin, and you're shitting out your guts.
They all thought they were shitting out like parasites and worms.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that to happen once RFK starts putting raw milk on the shelves.
I saw a story of somebody doing like a report on like all these freaks, and like they were talking about how they watched a video of this mom blending up 6-week-old milk because raw it was too chunky to drink, and raw milk quote unquote takes longer to go bad, so you could still drink it. And I was like, it's just fucking like, ma'am, you have children. Like, this is like unacceptable behavior. It's bleak. A real bad time. But at least we're gonna have Matt Gaetz as Attorney General.
Louis Pasteur died for nothing.
Yeah. It's so fun. So, like, they just don't understand what pasteurization means, I guess.
Yeah, they
Because
don't have any idea.
they literally think it's just pumping everything, that, like, just the term means pumping everything full of chemicals.
Yeah.
Just fucking enjoy
They
it. The
think
chemicals are good for you.
they think MSG is bad and that everything has MSG in it.
Yeah. Good world. Everything's going
Cool.
great.
Cool time to be alive.
Love
Not concerned at all.
love hiring a fossil fuels guy as your energy person. Pretty good. Pedophiles, attorney general.
It it is on some level very funny that QAnon basically just wound up getting us a fucking pedophile as attorney general, and
Oh,
everyone that's into QAnon's real stoked about
it's
it.
so crazy. Like I listened to the they've so far only done one episode of QAnon Anonymous, like post election, and focus most of the episode on like the blue anon shit really taking over.
Yeah.
And just they were just losing their minds because they were like, no, it's fucking both sides now. Everyone has gone completely fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like both sides think everything's a conspiracy now, and it's just like they were just like, we don't know what to do anymore. Everything's done.
Yeah, it's over. We're cooked.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, I I'm just the Kent Brockman from The Simpsons meme when he puts up the sign that says like "Hail Ants" when he thinks ants are taking over, but it's just me putting Xi Jinping's name on it when China just fucking takes over the U.S.
Please hurry up.
Yeah, that's bad.
At least everyone's hopped back over to Blue Sky, and it's like, oh, I can use this now because everyone else is using it.
Yeah, I had like just deleted it off my phone for like months, and then like I don't know, a month or so before everybody jumped over, kind of just like was like, I'll see if this is like any better now, and it was like fine.
Yeah.
But also like right now watching all of the fucking bigots and shit jump over and be fucking real upset that like everyone's just blocking them on sight.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It rocks. Fucking I saw Brianna Wu on there. I'm like, who fucking let Brianna Wu over here? Get out. This isn't for you. Fucking loser.
So mad that like everyone's just blocking her immediately.
Yeah, I'm taking a different approach on Blue Sky than I did on Twitter, and I'm fucking blocking left and right. Yeah. I'm not tolerating any of it. I'm not going to deal with it. It's going to be a chill little zone with my friends.
But the echo chamber.
Yeah, that's fine. I like echoes. They sound fucking cool.
Yeah. Put that shit through delay. It's going to sound cool as fuck.
That's how bats navigate. You know?
Yeah, you think bats are wrong?
Yeah, fucking idiot.
Alright, we watched some fucking 50-minute movie.
Oh, yeah. Also that.
That was pretty good, but not a whole lot happening.
Right. I like paused it and was like, oh, there's like 10 minutes left in this. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I went on Letterboxd and I was like, I'm gonna find something like kind of easy to watch, but I wanted to find something that seemed well. So number one, I looked up gross monster under lists.
You got it.
And I was like trying to find like a weird little guy monster that was like maybe something Katie would not care to watch. And this was not it. I think Katie actually probably would have liked this.
Yeah, it's pretty short. It's not super gross.
But like I saw the description and I was like, fuck yeah, and it's 54 minutes, I'm in.
See, I did not know that. I thought the YouTube video was like part 1 and I was gonna have to track down part 2, and it's like, nope, that's the whole thing. Like,
well, I'm curious if this was like a TV movie there. Like I couldn't find really any information except for this like one Bleeding Skull write-up that was only maybe like 2 or 3 paragraphs.
Yeah.
That was mostly just about like what the movie is as opposed to like any sort of background about it. And like I I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not like it's very on par of what I imagine like a Japanese Tales from the Crypt would be like. It's, less than an hour. It tells this just very specific, precise story, but also there's not like really a lot of dialogue in it, and it's just this fucking weird little creature busting out of people's mouths.
He looks so awesome.
Oh, it rocks. I think it was the Bleeding Skull little write-up talked about, or no, I think I found some other person that just did like a review of it that talked about how it clearly looks like a Ghoulies ripoff, but looks like a better, more like, I don't know, cooler looking version of a Ghoulie, or like they put in more effort, is I think the way they put it.
Yeah,
because like the Ghoulies look cool as hell, but they have a very not, I don't know, lazy's not the right word, like a basic, I guess, kind of look to him. This dude's fucking wrinkly and like covered in goo. He's got fucking weird teeth and eyes. Like, it rocks. And he looks dumb as hell when he's running around.
When he's jumping, it is the funniest shit.
We talked about a little bit in Frankie Frico, when there's just like a puppet and you see its whole body, and like essentially what they do is they just throw it as like a jump.
Yeah,
I fucking love that shit. But yeah, I guess what did you think, sort of overall?
it was good. There's not much to it. It's just kind of, this thing shows up and possesses the person, and then he vomits it up, and then it chases a lady for 25 minutes. And for what it was, I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
I want more just insane, gross out, weird little dude movies from Japan.
Yeah. I would be fucking extremely stoked on something I guess Masters of Horror kind of tried to do it, but then I don't know, Takashi Miike got this one episode fucking banned, so that didn't really help. But something like that, where you just had instead of the same 10 American directors, getting a legit cast of people from Japan or Hong Kong or Thailand or wherever, and doing a Masters of Horror sort of thing like that, where you just get this quick hour story. But even maybe giving them the idea of hey, make something that is very specifically your country.
Yeah.
So because something like this, where there's this weird little folklore behind it, and I don't know, because I feel like that would be a really interesting way to introduce especially American audiences to more stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I guess VHS, outside of the sort of local folklore thing, VHS does, I guess, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Where bring in Timo and shit like that, but I want it to all be an hour long, telling a story with a weird little creature running around.
Just an hour long, folklore, horror movie would be sick as fuck. For
I feel
everywhere.
like Japan crushes it at weird movies about their sort of country's folklore shit.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know, America, the fucking the intro, I guess America's folklore is Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
And that's boring.
We have the Goat Man.
Well, I guess we have a lot of cryptozoological shit.
Yeah.
You could probably do. But also I watched Frogman, and that shit was not good. And
that's because he's not the Lizard Man of Skateboard Swamp. Way cooler.
I guess just make those movies, but don't make them found footage, and I'll probably watch it way more than.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody fucking give people money. Horror's back. Terrifier is the biggest fucking thing in the world, apparently. So
yeah,
somebody.
Which, it's terrible, but it's good that an independent horror movie,
100%,
that is unrated can do that.
Should have been I don't know, something else besides them.
Yeah. Like a good movie. Should have been a good movie.
Yeah, I can't think of a good movie because I've been awake for 10 minutes, but
It's like chat pile. Like, I agree with their message, but I wish it had been attached to music that was actually good.
well, I like
So, like,
Chapile.
I do not.
I know. Also, Chapile, bring your Albert Pune podcast back, please.
Oh yeah, respect to that. See, I love all their views.
Yeah. Somebody, give me money. I'll fucking
Yeah,
somehow make. I'll get. I don't know, Mick Garris in there to make a fucking episode about Mothman, I guess.
it'd be sick as fuck. Obviously, I'm going to do one about the Goat Man around here.
Yeah,
Killed someone with a tire or
I
whatever.
will find one director from every state, and you have to make a movie about your state's cryptid.
That would rock.
That'd be such a good idea.
Oh, what's his name? Does all of his movies from Austin.
Alex Jones.
No, but Alex Jones was in one of his movies.
Yeah, he did like a Scanner Darkly and shit.
Yes.
Linklater.
Yes, have Richard Linklater do a cryptid movie. That'd be sick as fuck. Alex Jones is the Goat Man.
Takes him 24 years because he shoots it in real time.
Yeah.
Also, big news: The Onion owns InfoWars.
Incredible.
Since everybody's heard me talk about Knowledge Fight like for fucking ever. So funny.
But when people are like, they have the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible. Like, this is that in real time. Man. This is it actually happening.
Like, the Knowledge Fight episode after that news broke was just Alex's reaction to it. It's so funny because you could tell for the first like bit he doesn't realize what the Onion is.
Yeah. I saw him in like Fox News reading off like some of the Onion statement, not realizing what they were.
Yeah.
Because like I guess Fox News was worried about it, and in the Onion thing, they're like, "Oh, we have like 20 billion readers a month," and Fox News is like, "That's insane reach."
Well, this is funny though because it's literally shit Alex Jones does. Alex Jones will be like, "We have 500 million people every stream," and it's like, "No, you don't."
Yeah.
It's just so funny. Like the one fucking good news story of the week. I forgot. Oh yeah, we were talking about Linklater. Make it.
Yeah.
I was like, how did we get to Alex Jones from this? Yeah, somebody make a fucking pitch that shit. 50 episodes. We'll do 52. We'll have 2 extra.
Yeah.
Fucking
one a week for a year.
That'd be so sick. We're the worst country. Instead, we got fucking. Is American Idol still on?
I'm pretty sure.
We got American Idol and The Bachelor instead.
It's Survivor.
Yeah, hey, I watched Survivor. It's fucking terrible. I mean, I don't know how The Bachelor seems unwatchable to me. I don't think I would watch that. Like, yeah. We started.
It's no rock of love, that's for sure.
Yeah, fucking 100%. Like the fucking people from The Bachelor that have been on that House of Villains show are like just unbearable. I don't like that. If the rest of that show is like the people on House of Villains, I don't know how anyone watches it. Yeah, Demon Within. This so as far as I can tell, this director, this is like the only thing they made, and then they're I think part of maybe like an anthology movie.
Flawless filmography.
Yes, killing it.
155-minute movie.
I think,
and you're out.
They at least have 2 credits on Letterboxd as like a cinematographer, and maybe they may have done maybe like TV because that shit's not listed on here, but pretty much just this under movies, and going on a high note, come in on a high note, go out on a high note.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie basically is this journalist goes out to fucking, I don't know, find something in the woods. I forget exactly what they're looking for. and gets infected with this creature that after they see this dude following them with like a black mask on, eventually this creature rips out of his mouth in a very cool looking scene. And you find out that this guy that was following them actually is like essentially implanting these demons in people because he likes to eat them, I guess. Again, very, very like briefly and like explained. Like there's maybe 40 lines of dialogue in the entire movie, I would say.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, like a lot of it is at the beginning where it's just like a journalist and I think a cameraman, maybe. I forget who the other guy was. Just like going to find something in these woods when they're just like all of a sudden start talking about this dude that's following them wearing this mask. And a little bit of like the journalist and his wife talking like after he is demonized. And then like everything else is like there's just really like that kid said earlier, it's like a fucking 20 minutes of this movie is this fucking demon attacking this lady. And,
it rules so hard.
Yeah. It's when
She's
you get
like in the kitchen and she's like, "Oh, are you hungry?" And this incredible camera shot where it's like pans up, like zooms back, and he's just like hanging over the fucking light in the kitchen.
when his like my favorite fucking shot I think in the entire movie is like the Viking finally gets away from him like terrorizing her and is like in the bathroom. And like gets out of the shower and is just like sitting there kind of resting, and all of a sudden like he starts scratching through the door and just essentially does like it's a here's Johnny fucking like from The Shining poking his fucking little face through this like scratch in the door and she starts freaking out. Always good. Put more little creatures just peeking through holes in the door.
Perfect little like circle to pop his head through.
And he just makes the most insane noise.
Yes.
It's like a sort of like a mix of a growl and gurgle.
He's got the sickest looking teeth.
Like he kind of looks like a baby pumpkin head.
Kind of.
A little bit. Like
he's like a little chode guy.
Yeah. It's like a mix of like chud and pumpkin head a little bit.
Yeah.
He they don't even hide it. He's clearly he's the entire poster for the movie poster art. Like he's just there, all of his glory, so you can see him. And if you like that poster art, again, it's free on YouTube. 54 minutes, you got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know, and like the journalist gets infected, and like his wife is like extremely concerned because he's eating them out of house and home now. And like eventually it just like bursts out of his mouth, and they do like a pretty good job. Like the special effects in this are like surprisingly good for how brief this movie is, and like for like I don't like I said, like I have no idea if this was like a thing that played in theaters. I don't know if this is just straight for TV, because like the YouTube rip is a YouTube rip. It kind of looks like shit.
Yeah,
and like
it looks like every 80s VHS rip you've ever watched on YouTube.
From what I saw, like this thing, it never made it past Laserdisc and Betamax or some shit.
That makes sense.
So like it's just sort of like languishing on like, you know, uploads and shit, and like kind of slowly less quality. And so there's some scenes in it where it's like very dark that I was like, I can't tell what the fuck's happening in this. But I don't need to. I just need to see a little demon dude running around. I'm in. But yeah, like the special effects throughout I think are pretty good, and especially they do like a good job of like they do the fucking lump moving under skin like up to like
it's so gross.
Yeah. Like it looks so good. And like burst, like, you know, they do fucking at least once. I don't think they don't show it at the end. But like the when it comes out of the journalist's mouth, they do like a pretty good shot of like the lump going all the way from like stomach up to like out of the mouth. And when that happens to this journalist, this fucking tall dude in the mask just like shows up at his house, unconcerning, and is just like takes off his mask, and you see that he's got this fucking Joker scar bullshit on the sides of his mouth where his mouth is ripped open, and he is essentially growing these demons inside people for food, except this one escapes because apparently it's the most delicious thing anyone has ever eaten. Which, the looks of this guy looks kind of skinny. I don't know.
Looks like leather.
Like, I don't know. He does not look appetizing to me. I'll say that.
No, not at all.
And so, like, I don't know, this fucking journalist and this dude have a very brief conversation, and after that, the demon that escaped attacks his cameraman's wife, question mark. Because, like, the entire time I thought it was attacking his wife, and then I think you just find out that it was the guy that went with him to the woods' wife. Again, not much dialogue, nothing's really explained. And yeah, that's when you get like this long ass scene of her being attacked, and it rocks. Like she, it does the thing where they just sort of like throw the puppet at her, and she just like has it flopping all over like it's biting her and shit.
Holding onto it while like thrashing around so it doesn't fly off of her.
Always a good scene.
Sick as fuck.
And like she sells it pretty well. Like she does a pretty good job of making it seem like she's legitimately terrified of this thing. And what she thought, they do like a pretty good shot of like she throws it and it hits like their fish aquarium and the aquarium falls on it, and like they do the slow motion of like
that was sick as fuck.
Yeah, that looks cool. And then when they throw it, like after that, it's still alive, and she throws it like into the TV, gives it
and
the
it
old
explodes.
Fucking, the stew from Scream.
She like doesn't even hit the screen of the TV. It hits the very fucking bottom, like the frame, and then the TV still explodes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that's where you tap a TV to make sure it explodes. And yeah, so after like she gets attacked, and she immediately is like, well, better go take a shower. Well, I don't know, she's got a lot of scratches on her, so
yeah,
maybe a smart idea.
You don't know what that creature's claws have been in.
Yeah.
Covered in poop.
Covered in the inside of a journalist's guts. So like, yeah, she takes the shower and she's like relaxing in there, which is when he like starts scratching through the door, and she essentially traps it in a trash can under hot water.
Yeah.
And I guess kills it. I can't
or
remember.
Or does she?
Well, I can't remember if they like show, because essentially then like you just for some reason find out that now she's pregnant with one.
So it zooms on its face and it's like floating in the water and it looks like it's dead. And she goes into the bedroom and like passes out. And then you get
that's right.
the shot of it, sneaking around. It's alive somehow. And you get the first person cam of it crawling into her vagina.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Somehow this 54-minute movie took me 3 different times to finish it. I had to like start and stop it. Just from like shit going on, or I was like, all right, well, I need to actually pay attention to this, because it's like Katie's not here to do a plot breakdown, and it's not English, so like
I gotta pay attention.
Yeah, it took me three different like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minute segments to finish it. So I forgot all about that. Yeah, so she gets essentially, I guess, impregnated by it crawling inside her, and then there's like a brief interaction with her and her husband, earlier, about like, I don't know, wanting a child or some shit. So they have this weird fucking thing about him coming home, and she's just laying there, and she's like, I'm pregnant, and he's like, excuse me, because she already is like
like showing.
Yeah. And she's just like very creepily being like, it's making noises, you should listen to it. And he's just like, okay. And just like puts his head on her belly, and it just zooms in on her face, and like
horrible gurgling.
Yeah. And then it cuts through the credits, which just looks like they ripped off the movie Demons, where like the fucking blue light background of them climbing up the fucking stairs of the movie theater. Just like a bunch of people with like the blue light behind them walking towards the camera for like 3 minutes. It rocks. It looks so good.
Incredible.
It's a banger. Fucking Bleeding Skull. Put this on Blu-ray, please.
Yeah.
With like 10 other Japanese short movies. I'm sure there's a lot. You can figure it out. You're Bleeding Skull. I believe in you. Their Blu-ray output has been pretty sick so far, so I would honestly like to see something like this from them. Yeah, on YouTube for free. Go watch it. You got an hour to kill.
Yeah.
Watch it
An
at
hour to
work
kill and
so
nothing
you're
to
getting paid.
lose.
Always the way I say it is it's just go watch it at work so you can get paid to watch movies.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to talk about Tony Todd?
Hell yeah.
You weren't here last week.
The king.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Tony Todd, unfortunately, still dead. Not great.
This world sucks.
Yep. Real fucking shitty news that like happened like 2 days after Trump was announced as the winner. Let's see. There's been a bunch of Predator news.
Yeah. I'm doing all kinds of fucking Predator things.
I saw some story that was like Predators will be the protagonist of the next movie, and I in my brain did not like recognize the word protagonist as like the good guys, and I was like, yeah, aren't they fucking always? Why is this a news story? And I was like, oh wait, never mind, they're gonna be like the who you're following, not like the human.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw something, I guess like one of the like a movie they just a thing didn't realize they were making is there's like a fucking animated Predator thing coming out.
Yeah, that's the rumor. So we'll see, but it sounds like they're doing a animated anthology thing maybe.
It could be pretty sick. I feel like if you get like the right animation people behind it, that would probably look extremely cool.
Yeah.
And there better be a xenomorph fight in one of them. Honestly, an animated Alien versus Predator where there's just like no humans and it's just them fighting, no fucking dialogue would be extremely sick. I'm in.
I've watched the fuck out of that.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Lady Gaga is going to be in the second season of Wednesday.
Yay?
Maybe she'll make the entire thing a musical too and fucking make it lose a bunch of money. Although I don't think Joker was her fault. Everything I saw was like, she's pretty good. Everything else about this, pretty bad.
Sucks.
Finn Wolfhard making an Idle Hands remake.
What?
Yep. That's a thing everyone's wanting.
What?
Hopefully it is also problematic. Let's see. Oh, this I'm fucking stoked for. Toxic Crusaders 4K Blu-ray coming.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah.
I have every fucking version of that cartoon that I've seen get released kind of looks like shit, so I'm kind of hoping it actually looks pretty good. Or if it's just gonna be trouble putting their VHS fucking rip of it onto 4K. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot. There's a bunch of giveaways. There's Tony Todd.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton of news.
Most of the stuff I ever see now is usually just like, hey, this is coming to theaters. Hey, this is coming to Blu-ray or whatever. But
yeah,
like, I feel like it was just Tony Todd, and then I remember like the Idle Hands thing. I remember seeing that I was going to bring up, but there's a new Godzilla film in the works. Unsurprising. When is there not?
First shot of Scarlett Johansson in Jurassic World Rebirth.
Ah, great. This is. I think it's always that, and it's like, why do you need to see a person with like some trees behind them to get like stoked for a movie? Show me a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, with a gun.
Apparently, HBO released images from it. Welcome to Derry.
Oh, that's still happening?
Yeah, I guess Bill Skarsgård has said he's in it. So.
Oh. Yeah.
But I'm also like, I don't know that. I don't need new stories in a world that is already like, I don't know, creating new stories from like a book that's already had its time and shit or whatever. Like, I don't know. if that makes sense. Like I don't need side stories of fucking Pennywise that weren't written as part of the
Yeah.
book.
Like, who cares that much about fucking Pennywise?
It's like
You
it's the
know?
least important part of those fucking books and like the movies. Like you're ideally, I assume, reading those and like enjoying these sort of like character arcs of the human beings and not fucking Pennywise because he's got like fucking 11 minutes of screen time in both versions of the movies and shit. You want to go to a Saw trivia night?
Absolutely not.
I know. What does that even fucking entail?
Ooh,
All right. What you watched the last like 2 weeks?
I don't know that I've really watched anything. What did I go watch? I've been bad about keeping up with my letterbox too, which is the only way I
Yes.
keep track of any of that fucking shit. Oh, I went and saw Heretic. It's fine. Like,
We saw like the trailer for that before Frankie Frico, and like both of us were like intrigued, but then I was just like, I don't know, this looks like one of those movies that like has a sick trailer that you go watch. You're just like, I don't know, fine.
yeah, kinda. The first half is real strong, and I was super into it, and then it just kind of like becomes a real generic horror movie in the back half, and kind of blows all that goodwill.
That's kind
Like,
of what I figured.
I I still think it was good. I think it's worth watching, but I was so disappointed with where it wound up.
That's one that I feel like if it comes to like Hulu or some shit, we'll probably watch, but I was not at all interested in going to spend money on.
Yeah.
Especially because they played the trailer for Nosferatu after that, and I was like, fuck yeah. I forgot everything that happened before this.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for
That
Nosferatu.
looks so good.
One of the theaters around here has the coffin. I need to go steal it.
Just go be like the people that ask, like, hey, when those posters come down.
Yeah.
Just be
Whenever
that
y'all
fucking...
get rid of this coffin.
That's probably like the best part, like, about working at a movie theater is being like, hey, can I have this fucking giant, like, standee thing? Like when these get taken down. Put like your entire living room's just like big fucking, I don't know, I guess Deadpool versus Wolverine fucking heart
Yeah.
necklace. Was there anything else?
No, other than that, I just watched Frankie Frico again.
Hell yeah.
I'll say I made Tess watch it, and then while I was in Santa Fe, I made my buddy Mike's wife watch it.
Hell yeah, it's so good.
They enjoyed it. I was like, y'all gotta fasten your freak belts, all right?
I told Katie last week that I rewatched Cell, the fucking John Cusack Stephen King movie
Oh my
we
God.
covered, because it was on in the break room at work. So I ended up
Your
watching it.
Your break room's insane.
It's like they just apparently have Shout TV on.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, in the middle of the night, it just becomes, like, just unhinged shit. And so I watched Cell with fucking no sound on, which is the perfect way to watch it. This week, fucking Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans was on. And there was some other, I think maybe it was Frozen Ground. They've been playing a shit ton of Nick Cage on it this week for some reason.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining, but I was trying to figure, because it was Nick Cage and John Cusack were in it, which I think was Frozen Ground. But it's very weird to walk into your break room at work and see, like, titties on TV. And Nick Cage getting a hand job while fucking pointing a gun at somebody. Other than that, I finished that Shout Factory, Golden Harvest Supernatural Shockers box set. So Erotic Ghost Story 3, which was okay. Dr. Vampire, which rocked.
What a title.
It's exactly what it is. It's a doctor who becomes a vampire. And then Robotrix, which I'd already seen. And then I started watching this set I forgot I bought on DVD of Jess Franco movies that Severin put out, that they have since like remastered and redone for Blu-ray, but I found this like 4-disc box set for like $30 that was going for like $200 on eBay before they redid them. So I watched, the fuck is the actual title of this? Because it's got different, The Inconfessible Orgies of Emmanuel, which was pretty boring. And then Macumba Sexual, which was also kind of boring. I think that was it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't, TV wise, just started watching Survivor again because I was just like, I need something that I don't have to use my brain to fucking pay attention to.
That's Survivor, all right.
Yeah, man, it's, I don't know, this like the one thing is the season we're watching sucks, except there's this one guy that has managed to like just be the biggest piece of shit and manipulate his way to like what seems to be like the finale. And like literally the first episode he's on it, he like, as everyone's sleeping, he's like, I'm gonna get into everyone's heads, and he just like throws all of their socks into the fire and pours all of their water out of their canteens.
What the fuck?
And like and he's like, none of these people know I own like oil business in Texas and I'm a fucking multi-billionaire. And I was like, great.
He's
like,
literally the like Dracula. This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
but basically, like he sucks, but he's the only watchable part of the season because he's just like, he's managed to like manipulate everybody into like doing his bidding the whole season. And I was like, I don't know, I guess I kind of slightly could respect your game because it's fucking working.
Yeah, right.
But it's why, like, the first episode, he's just, like, throws everyone's socks into the fire. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. There's, like, some seasons where, like, somebody will, like, you know, like, one camp will, like, win, like, chickens. So they, like, could possibly have eggs or, like, just, you know, eat the chickens.
Yeah.
And, like, somebody will be like, I hate this team. And they'll just fucking let them loose. Shit like that. Like, it's crazy. Everyone on that show seems legitimately
Fucking
insane.
deranged.
Especially like once you like, you know, it's, we're so far into it at this point that it's like everyone knows what the show is and shit like that. So like people like, it's that time point where like reality TV was so, had become so like ubiquitous that like everybody, people would show up and like fully know like, hey, I'm going to be the villain. Like, yeah. That's my goal, is I'm going to become famous from being the shitty person on the show. Like, there was one of the seasons, this lady just came on, and she's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to be a cunt to everybody and make sure they all know that I'm the fucking baddest bitch here, whatever. And just, like, I don't care if it make... I'll just go... Kayla just told me I'm the baddest bitch here. Like, she just literally starts, like, her first talking head is she's like, I'm going to tell everybody that I hate them. And they're the worst, and they're gonna fucking know I'm fucking serious. Shit like that. I'm just like, cool.
Great.
Like, ma'am, you're not New York.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of, New York comes back for season 2 of House of Villains, and it's unleashed, and it rocks. Like Teresa from Real Housewives of New Jersey, who is maybe my most hated person of any reality show I've ever seen. I cannot fucking stand her, and she's in every season. She's like the star of the New Jersey one. She's on it, and she's just like, she's very dumb. And like, New York. So there's like a fucking online joke about how like Teresa, I think, had her hairline moved in between seasons, because she had this like hairline that, like, I'm not kidding, was like an inch above her eyebrows. Jesus. It was real weird. And then like in between like season 3 and 4 or some shit, she had like a somewhat normal hairline now. And so there was all these things about like, oh, she got like plastic surgery on it, whatever. Well, it's like, fine, do what you gotta do. But New York is having like a little talk with her, and she's like, you know what, I've always respected your hairline on TV. And Caitlin and I fucking lost it.
Incredible.
And like the last episode, like we didn't realize it was a season that was currently airing. So like we like the last episode we watched, New York finally turns on Teresa, and it fucking rocks. It's so good. She's still the fucking best thing to ever happen to TV. I don't know.
I'm glad she's still out there killing it.
I don't know. I mean, like I know you said you'll probably watch it at some point, and like
Yeah.
it goes around periodically on like social media. But there's a scene where she just chews out fucking Omarosa. It calls her a cum guzzling Republican cunt, and that she's glad she says, "I can sleep better knowing you're not in the White House anymore." And it's iconic. It's the fucking best thing ever.
What a queen.
Yeah, she rocks. New York, come on the podcast.
Yeah. Talk about the demon within or
Yeah,
what?
we'll make you watch fucking some piece of shit dick monster movie.
Hell yeah. And Seminoid.
Yeah. I'm gonna reach out to like New York's fucking publicist team. Be like, hey, does she want to come on the podcast, talk about Demon Wind, I guess?
Yeah.
Something weird, just some fucking weird movie. Yeah, other than I think that's pretty much all I've watched. Fucking job keeps scheduling me. They move my days around all the time to the point where I'm constantly working like 7, 6, 7, 8 days in a row.
Oh and my God.
It sucks. None of it's overtime because the way they just move my fucking days around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I've worked 7 days, was offered 2, now I'm in the middle 6. It's fucking the worst.
Fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Jobs. Pretty bad, turns out.
Yeah.
Not a great invention. Alright. What do you want to shout out?
Go see Blood Incantation and Midwife on the tour. Midwife is great. Blood Incantation brought obelisks, and they're sick.
I still need to listen to their new album. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
It's so good. They played it last night, like the whole thing, which I mean it's fucking just 2 songs, but they made it through one, and Tess was like, "That was great." And I was like, "That was just 1 song," and she's like, "What the fuck?" It's like, "It was like 25 minutes." I was like, "Yeah,
yeah,
that's half their set."
It's called music. I assume are they just doing like the album and then just like something for like encores or whatever, like old shit for encores?
Yeah, so they're doing that. Then they're doing one from Hidden History, and then that single that they released.
Oh yeah,
like right before the new one.
I know I was gonna ask you. So I started catching up on Toilet of Hell podcast.
Yeah,
and one of the last 2 episodes, Joe talks about it's like, yeah, I got a text from Kit about Morbid Angel dropping off this show for I Am Morbid.
so awful. What a terrible downgrade.
It's fucking so funny.
I tried explaining why that's a big deal to Tess because we were all at the show together last night. But it turns out Dwight Yoakam's playing the same night, so we're like, well, fuck, I Am Morbid. I'm gonna go see Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah, that's a good call. I feel like almost anybody could be on tour around there and still fucking.
I fucking texted him that, and he goes, "You gotta be fucking kidding me."
You know, he was like, "Fucking, this is gonna be some good content for the podcast, at least."
If we can convince Fulci to drop off that tour and open for Dwight Yoakam, then I've got the perfect show.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people were like, I don't know, I would like to see the couple opening bands, but
yeah,
just fucking everyone from Morbid Angel, stop touring. You guys don't seem to be very good at it.
I'll say I enjoyed the one time that I saw them, but they didn't play anything from before Steve Tucker joined the band, and it's like, man, come on.
Yeah, I only saw them once, and it was when Formulas had just come out.
Oh, sick.
And they were fucking really good, but they were opening for Pantera, so they played for like 20 minutes. And then, unfortunately, Pantera played.
Yeah. And then it turned into a White Power night.
I mean, look, it was like 1990-something, so I was fucking fully on board at that point, but
right.
I was also like 13 and had no idea what fucking Pantera was about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out something.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
something. I fuck, man. This fucking whole week has been like a fucking blur. I don't know. I listened to. So I started listening to this podcast called 16th Minute of Fame. I can't remember if I talked about it on here. That is
It's not that I've heard.
yeah, Jamie Loftus, who's like she's a guest on like Behind the Bastards a lot, but she does these like mini series like podcasts or whatever. Come on, Tenebrae.
No.
Caitlin accidentally locked him in the room. But she did like a series on sort of the impact of the book Lolita that was really fucking fascinating.
Okay.
And then followed that up with a history of the Cathy comics, which was somehow also really interesting. But she's doing a podcast now called 16th Minute of Fame that each episode, or like it'll be one episode or like a two-parter sometimes, that just chronicles internet people of the day sort of stories, and will a lot of the times get interviews with them. And so a couple of the ones I listened to this week, like one was on like the Left Shark from like that Katy Perry Super Bowl
Incredible
thing, and then the ones I listened to last night were really fascinating because one was William Hung, and like that one was pretty interesting. But she did a two-parter on Ken Bone. So, which was actually pretty surprising because he's apparently a pretty staunch like leftist now.
Interesting.
Yeah, like maybe he wouldn't use the term leftist, but he's like apparently become
Obviously
like
left-leaning.
Yeah,
like,
he's become very much like vocal about like, hey, we need universal health care, and like was very like vocal about supporting like the college protests for like Palestine and shit like that. And I was like, that's pretty surprising. But yeah, I don't know. That podcast has been
That's your shout out. Your shout out's Ken Bone.
Yeah, Ken Bone, my hero.
Hit him with a big bone slam.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
It's a song I think Hot Dad did. Hot Dad did a Ken Bone song.
I mean, we need more Ken Bone songs.
Yeah, like, second shout out, Hot Dad.
They're like one of the episodes I listened to last night was a real bummer, but also kind of fun that she did an episode on Mudang and the plight of like viral zoo animals.
Oh,
and so it talked about how like obviously a lot of it was like, hey, Mudang rocks, but then they had like she had this guy come on that kind of is like works with zoos dealing with this kind of shit, and was like how to like, hey, stop throwing things at animals to get their attention.
Oh God.
Oh,
people are
yeah,
fucking awful.
Sort of like related to we talked about earlier with like fucking RFK Jr. and his fucking weirdo white mom support base. She did this two-parter on why are there so many Mormon influencers. And like it was so fascinating because it's like apparently a fuck ton of these like white mom make America healthy again fucking lunatics on like Instagram and TikTok started out as like Mormon influencers and essentially are completely backed by like with money by the Mormon church, that like once they start gaining prominence, that shit just takes like goes to like the back seat and they just become like homesteader fucking housewife homeschool moms or whatever. And like they went like deep into kind of how like apparently the Mormon church is like spends more money on advertising than like every bank in America combined.
What the fuck?
It's fucked up. It was one of the most interesting podcasts I've listened to in a long time. But yeah, that podcast rocks. You can she talks to the 30 to 50 feral hogs dude.
Oh man, what a day.
Yeah, like the episodes. It's the first two episodes are Antoine Dobson, which was like pretty interesting. She does an
Yeah.
episode on like the black and blue or white and gold dress. There's an episode on the Boston Slide Cop to where she actually goes to the slide. That fucking weird fucked up slide that cop came fucking flying out of. It's pretty. It's like really like a fucking really cool idea for a podcast that has been surprisingly really interesting. Like she talks to the the person that like got the job at NASA, and somebody like replied to them, and she said just
Oh,
said suck my dick and balls, I work for NASA, and got fired.
yeah.
Like it's just a lot. It's a bunch of shit like that. It's just I don't know. I've found
That's
it so
incredible.
far to be really fun and like pretty interesting. And it's like a lot of it is mostly dealing with like there's a lot of like she talks to most of the people involved with these stories, and like some of their stories are like interesting, but some of them are kind of not great. Like some of them are just sort of like whatever. But like going into sort of the cultural impact that the internet has had to make these things go viral, and how much like algorithms are like a part of that. I don't know, that whole aspect of sort of like the science or whatever as to why these things happen has been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We did not make a plan for next week. Oh wait, yeah, I think we're
Who
doing.
needs them? Who needs plans?
Yeah, I think we're doing Mac and Me. Whatever the next time
Oh,
all
hell yeah.
three of us are recording, I was like, I need to do a fun, weird little guy movie. Just because everything is the worst, and I want to watch something real stupid, so we decided on Mac and Me.
We'll just talk about Conan O'Brien's Mac and Me lever.
That's literally so what it is
Oh, it's
it's
Paul
Paul
Rudd,
Rudd.
right?
Like
Yeah.
literally Katie and I said something about it last week about like Paul Rudd has managed to make that like a fucking still a joke that's happening when he shows up on Conan's podcast somehow.
Incredible.
It's like the perfect ongoing joke, and the fact that he's also somehow made it to the podcast version is so funny. I also think we have to do Heather's as well still for like
Fuck
the
yeah.
bonus episode. But
Christian Slater's a weird little guy.
I agree. I haven't seen Heather's in a long time, so I'm interested to revisit that. Yeah, that's on. That's on like a bunch of shit right now. Perfect. Yeah. So probably Mac and Me next. We'll see. This will bring us into like December somewhere, so we'll just have to see what this fucking month and next month. Both me and Kid have fucking stupid schedules that we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
How's what's like now that you're like no longer like in the store or whatever? Is it like easier schedule, or like is it just way more chaotic now?
It's mostly easier. It stays pretty steady. This year we've got what they call red days, which are like if we've got the work, they'll schedule it on us. So like it should be a day off, but they'll call and be like, "Hey, you're going to be working
Yeah,
this day or
sort
whatever."
of just like being on call sort of thing.
Yeah. So like we'll have one of those a week for the next like month and a half, but
Fuck
it's not bad.
yeah.
It's fine. If I'm getting overtime out of it, like that's fine. I won't be too mad.
Yeah, mine like my schedule, like other than like fucking them changing my days off to make me work fucking a bunch of days in a row. Sort of.
That sucks.
It's fucking the worst. I call off if it's over 6, I will call off right in the middle of it. I do not give a shit anymore.
Fuck that.
Especially because like I said, none of it's overtime, so it's just fucking. I don't know. I hate it. Fuck that place. I hope it just catches on fire again.
Yeah. But better.
Yeah. So the next time, at least all three of us will do Mac and Me and Heather's as the bonus episode, and then I know Katie and I got to do a fucking Chris Kattan episode sometime in.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna fucking talk about Corky Romano finally. Real bad fun movie. All right. If you would like to support us, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/podcast. Like I said, I think Heather's will be the next bonus episode. Katie and I are for sure going to do Chris Kattan Christmas episode again. Somehow he is in 2 Christmas movies with Preston Lacey.
The fuck?
I think they were both Christmas movies. Let me see. I know one of them was. Let's see. There is Christmas in Wonderland. That is. Listen to this fucking cast: Patrick Swayze, Tim Curry, Carmen Electra, Chris Kattan, Preston Lacey.
What?
Where is the other one? I know he's in 2 movies with Preston Lacey. I gotta figure out the other one is. I want to make Katie watch both of them. The fact that I don't know how Preston Lacey became a real actor in any of these movies. Is it Holiday Heist? Yeah, he's also in A Holiday Heist that looks like maybe a Lifetime movie with Lacey Chambert and Vivica A. Fox. I have no idea. A fucking weird ass career. Preston Lacey is also on The Wolf Top, which is a Christmas dog movie. Starring
I didn't realize
Mr. Belding.
I didn't realize he had such a prolific Christmas film career.
Yeah, I don't understand, because it's like outside of the sort of Jackass skate club kind of stuff. Like he's in like the movie called Grind, and he's in like the CKY shit and like whatever. But he's got The Life of Lucky Cucumber. The fuck is this? Is this a Leprechaun movie? I can't. I'm very fucking confused. Wannabe filmmakers, just the character names, think they found the subject of a lifetime when they meet a cave-dwelling, beer-swilling Missouri backwoodsman named Lucky Cucumber Kavanaugh, rumored to be the unluckiest man alive. Great. So he's got that. He's got Up on the Wolf Top. Perfect title. A Holiday Heist, and then Christmas in Wonderland, and then a movie called Pledge This, starring Paris Hilton. What a career. Good for him.
He deserves all the money.
Hey, this movie also, he's in 2 movies with Carmen Electra.
The fuck?
I will just pivot this podcast to only talking about the films the stars of Jackass have made.
I'm down.
I figured you would be. I mean, let's see who. Let's see. I'm gonna find one of the weirder Jackass people to see if they've got. And there was Danger Aaron at. I feel like Danger Aaron's probably in at least one real movie. Oh my god. Fucking, why is this cast so long?
I'll say Danger Aaron was on Below Deck.
Was he?
Yeah.
Danger Aaron's only got, at least on here, one thing that looks like it's not a Jackass related or like a just skate documentary thing. I know Wee Man's in a bunch of shit. Oh boy. Wee Man in a movie called Elfman. Holy shit. Tagline is Christmas as the new hero. An elf is left behind by Santa to help rescue the Harper family from a lousy Christmas. The elf and the family get more than they bargained for as the kids help the elf discover his special powers and true identity as a budding superhero. Why are so many of the Jackass cast members in fucking weird Christmas movies? Also, we're going to cover all of these.
Well, yeah, obviously.
This is our new fucking... Fuck the Christmas horror movies. This is going to be our new Christmas tradition on here. It's just fucking Jackass Christmas movies. Yeah, this, like, it's weird. Like, some of them, like, Wee Man and Preston have a bunch of weird movies, and then it seems like a lot of the rest of them are just, like, in like either only Jackass related stuff or maybe in documentaries and skate stuff, and like fucking like Chris Pontius is in like a movie like the Workaholics dudes made or whatever, like shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel it really kind of seems like Knoxville is the only one that fucking made it anywhere. Is Poopies in anything? Nah, looks like poop. Someone cast Poopies in a real movie. I want to see him, just put him in the new Jurassic Park with Scarlett Johansson.
Make him Scarlett Johansson.
Zach Holmes was in Don't Look Up.
That's weird.
Yeah, I've fallen down a rabbit hole. All right, anyway, something Patreon, whatever I was talking about.
Yeah.
You can leave us a rating and review on iTunes and Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram at I Hope You Suffer Podcast. You can follow Kit at Hidden Kitstery and Kitrification of Blood. Go look at those little minifigs.
Hell yeah.
Like a
Warhammer. Painting up fucking Spartans now.
Hell yeah.
Halo time.
I had no idea that's what they were called in Halo.
Oh, yeah.
I never played it, so.
Yep, they kidnap a bunch of children and train them to be super soldiers, just like Greece.
Spartans doesn't... I mean, I guess I get it if it's, it's like the sort of homage isn't the right word, but a little fucking nod to, like, Greek mythology shit or whatever. But, like, Spartans is just not the term I would think of when I look at those dudes.
Yeah, right.
Give it, like, a weird space name. Come on.
Yeah. Spacetons.
You can follow Katie at WerewolfFace and join Katie's Patreon at patreon.com/werewolfface. Spoiler, her next whatever Patreon perk thing is apparently going to be based around weird nutcrackers. I was
sick.
I was the tiebreaker, and I was like, I don't even remember what the other one was, but I saw weird nutcrackers, and I was like, come on, you think I'm not picking that?
Done deal.
I was like, I don't know what that means, but I'm in. Yeah, you can listen to other podcasts in AK Movie Club. Probably Mac and me next week. If not, I'll figure something out. I'll make Kit watch episodes of fucking Breaking the Magician's Code.
Oh, I'm down.
Dude, you're not, dude. It sucks so much. I was so excited, and I made it 2.5 episodes. I was like, I'm gonna watch all 20 of these. It's so fucking boring. It's like, it's the least produced show I've ever seen. Like, they're clearly just in a blacked out warehouse, and like Mitch Pileggi seems like he took Ambien right before he did all of his fucking narration. And so it's just so fucking bland. And then, like, because it's the late 90s and early 2000s, like, half of the narration is about how hot the assistants are. And I was like, this sucks. But at least the masked magician kind of looks like he's in Dimmu Borgir. So I guess there's that. Yeah. But I was so bummed because I was like, in my mind, I was like, I remember this being like really fun, and it's just like not. Like, there's a point where like one of the things is like, they'll do the trick where like someone's in one of those boxes and they'll open like a panel so you can see their body in there.
Yeah.
And they do that, and Mitch Pileggi's like, they open this to show that like the people are actually in there. Plus, you get a nice look at some toned abs, and I was like, come on.
Jesus.
I was like, at least be hornier if you're gonna be this horny on the fucking show. So yeah, it's bad. Don't watch it. I don't know how the fuck they made 20-something episodes of that.
Good God.
All right, New York, come on the podcast.
Yeah, Elmer's Glue, pay us.
Yeah, if the only time we'll ever do ads is if Elmer's Glue reaches out to us, or a competitor. Whichever one gets here first.
Fudd Glue.
Yeah. I think the only thing I come up with is Elmer Fudd. All right. I hope you eat a little demon puppet, but why?